What's up, everybody? My name is Deja. This is
Yeah,
my dad, Ryan.
that right.
We are take
5.
215.
Yes.
So we want to thank everybody for joining. This is our first episode. This has been a journey
Yes, it has. Yes, it has.
of trial and error, but here we are. We are new to this podcast stuff, so we had to remember that when we were going through our learning curves, as
Yeah,
we'll call it.
like Denzel says, progress, not perfection.
So, I guess we just want to give everybody a little bit of background
Yeah.
about who we are, how this came to be. So like I said, my name is Deja. This is my dad, Ryan.
Yes.
And we are here to bring you all things Philly sports, right?
Philly sports, or Philly everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I guess just a little bit of background on us. So my dad, born and raised in Philly.
Yep.
What area?
Yep. Germantown. Born in Germantown Hospital, Yuba Street, right by LaSalle College. Yeah, I mean.
Nice. Okay, so he met my mom. My brothers, Joe and Juwan, shout out them.
Shout out, the twins.
They were born in Philly too at Hanneman Hospital.
Yeah, Hahnemann
Hospital. And then I guess they said enough of that, so they trucked it on down here.
Yeah. We had to get out of the city. It's a long story. That's another story. We'll get into that later, maybe in one of our family stories while we finally made the move. But came down south, and my mom's from here. My dad's from Philly. So my parents moved us down here when we was like in middle school, and now I moved back, met her mother, and we got married. Came down here, and
I was born here.
You was born here in North Carolina. Yes.
But growing up, we always just had, we could kind of always see this fandom and obsession with the Eagles and the Sixers.
Broad Street Bullies.
Yes, even Phillies Flyers always throughout our household. So at a very, very young age, I picked up on that, and kind of some of my earliest memories, I feel like, was 2001 when we made it to the finals with the
AI.
Yes, that was kind of when my first memory, and I was only 6, I think.
Yeah, she grew up while watching me like throw the remote at the TV, and I used to curse a little bit back then. I used to turn the television off, turn it back on.
It was bad, even in mom too. Like it's so it passed down to us, and so I have developed this unhealthy obsession with the Philly teams, and it's pretty bad. Like my friends know, I can't even just enjoy an Eagles game.
No, because you be on the edge. You be like, it's an emotional roller coaster.
No,
you know what I mean? Most of the time.
You can't. Like I have friends, they'd be like, Deja, you want to come watch? Nope.
No, I'd rather watch it at home.
Yeah, so I've developed that relationship and that sort of connection with Philly sports, and so I like to thank my parents for passing down that unhealthy obsession.
Yeah,
it's so tense. Like if you ever watch a game with us, it's very, 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 very tense. Like and we all have different ways that we watch the game. Like, I feel like Joe and Juwan, they'll just turn the TV off. Or like even if it start looking a little bad, they'll just turn the TV off. Me, I like to see it through a little bit towards the end. Not them. They like I just remember even watching games with Joe or Juwan. They just I've turned it off. I'm turning it off.
If I think they start losing before I turn it off, I'll get up, start cleaning the house, or start cooking. I'll get up and start pacing, but then I'll come peek my head back into it. But that's just how it is, man. When you're a Phillies fan, hey, that's just how we do.
Yeah.
And if you lose, you might get cussed out.
Right.
But we're not throwing no jerseys in the trash can like that. No crazy stuff. But but that's just how we do. But we got love for our teams all across the board.
Yes, and I even sometimes remember here, like being older, living with mom, and we all watching the game. We might be watching it separately, all in our rooms. And then it's so funny how the dynamic in the house would change if they lose. It just get quiet.
It just get quiet in the house. It's so bad. If they lost, even though we was married at the time, we probably wouldn't even speak until the next day. And it was sad, but
and
anyway.
that's passed on to me like it previously.
Yeah, I kind of hate I gave it to y'all like that, but this is just how Philly do.
I can't even just be. It's supposed to be fun, is what somebody told me, and I was like, no, it's not fun for me. It's not fun for me. So, anyway, that's just a little bit about how we got here. So yeah, just in the future, what y'all can expect from Take 215. We'll be recapping every game every week. Right now we're in MLB season and NFL season. Sixes are just getting started. So right now we'll recap those every week. And then after that, we'll move on to the Sixers. Like I said, they just got started. We'll also talk about some news and stuff around the league. And we're going to have guests on the show. Bring in some people that might not be as biased, but of course we're gonna bring in some Philly people too.
Yeah. We're bringing some Philly people. We got people in Philly. I got my cousin out there in Navarro and Ocala. Want to bring them on. Philly Ice, Philly Ice, and Philly. Want to bring them on, and we just want to bring a lot of people on, and also in between all this stuff, might hear some crazy family stories.
Yeah, we have a very fun, exciting dynamic. He's one of 6.
Yes.
So it's been no shortage of stories that
growing up. Yes. So we're gonna try to mix it up with y'all and keep this thing going and see how it pans out.
Yeah. All right. So
let's do it.
Eagles, Dolphins.
Woo!
Got the dub. Eagles got the dub. Dolphins 17. Eagles are now
Claude, I'm mercy. I say Claude.
6-1, tied for the best record in the NFL, not behind the Chiefs, I guess tied with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Bounced back off that ugly loss against the Jets.
Yes.
Got back in the win column. Could have been a little more clean, but got it done nonetheless.
Yes, there's some things we have to clean up. The turnovers, fortunately, we was fortunately able to overcome those turnovers, but that wasn't pretty. So we got to clean up on that.
Yes. So Jalen Hurts was 23 for 31, 279 yards, passing 2 tutties and 1 interception, and he rushed.
How many yards?
Let's see how many yards he rushed for. I don't know.
He didn't run that much.
No, he didn't run that much. Let's see. He carried it 11 times for 21 yards, and he had a long of 12. Longest run was 12 yards. And then, of course, got the touchdown on the brotherly shove or the tush push, whichever one you want to call it. I'm more of a fan of the brotherly shove.
Yeah.
So, overall, what did you think of Jalen's performance coming off of a really, probably, I would say, one of his worst career performances last week against the Jets? What did you think? How did he look? He did get injured, and I didn't even really notice it until I went back and watched the highlights because he came out of halftime with a brace on his leg. So it was after that scramble, he kind of came up a little hobbly. But anyway, overall, how do you think he bounced back?
I think he bounced back pretty good. He extended some plays, and a lot of times I'll be like, "Yo, you got to have the mental time clock in your head when you falling back to dropping back to pass." But then you brought it to my attention. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it don't. Because one time he extended the play and make plays off of when he extended. Sometimes he can hold it too long and get it batted or get sacked. So,
and which he did have a lost fumble, which was. Again, and that's what he's like, you got to get rid of the ball. But I'm like, when you have a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick,
they extend plays.
You live and die by that. If they're going to extend the play and they make the play like he did on 4th and 3 to AJ, and you are, obviously excited about it, but then when he holds the ball
and then fumble it, you be like, that's just how that goes.
You live and die by that. That's just that's who your quarterback is, and so it's going to be quarterbacks that are, I feel like, more mobile and like that. They do have a little bit of a higher fumble losses because of them.
They ready to fumble more. And they could get swatted or they get sacked and battered, whatever.
So I think overall, that's just something that, like I said, you live and you die by.
Yeah.
All right. So AJ Brown. Let's talk about Arthur Juan.
Arthur who?
Arthur Juan. I told you that's his government name.
I'm just gonna call him AJ.
So this is his 5th game with over 125 receiving yards.
Their brother is eating.
Yes, he's on a tear. He has tied Calvin Johnson, Megatron, for the most games
in the NFL history.
NFL history. He's already last week. He surpassed. I think it was Deshaun Jackson.
He tied. He was tied with Jackson last week, right?
Eagles history. So he's passed Deshaun in Eagles history, and then now he is tied with Megatron. So one more game with over 125 yards.
He'll have the NFL record.
He will have the NFL record.
That's crazy.
Yeah, right now he in all of football he is second in receiving behind Tyreek Hill. So he is second. Like I said, he has a total of he has a total of 809 yards on the season. Only 3 touchdowns because I feel like that one we thought was he almost had 2 last night.
Yeah.
He's down at the 1. Only 3 touchdowns, but nonetheless, he is, breaking records.
He's racking up them yards, man.
Yeah.
And so, were we 6 games in?
Yeah.
Wow.
Already got 8. And last year was the first year that the Eagles had 1,000-yard receiver, 1,000-yard rusher, and another 1,000-yard receiver.
Yeah, we had 2,000-yard receivers.
With Devontae Smith and AJ Brown, and then Miles Sanders was over 1,000 yards rushing. So I clearly AJ is going to meet that 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
He's going to get there very easily, probably before the halfway point of the season. So it was a lot of speculation back. I don't even know who he was playing when Jalen and AJ had that little tiff on the sideline, and everybody was trying to interpret what.
It was the Commanders, wasn't it?
It might have been.
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay or the Commanders, one of the two.
Maybe Tampa Bay. It was Tampa Bay because the Commanders game was when. Rams games when Jason Kelce was over at the sideline, just explaining something very animated, and then it was the Tampa Bay game. So people, I don't like that about the media, but I get everybody. They got the job to do, trying to interpret what he was saying because AJ and Jalen both said it wasn't about targets, but everybody is seeming to think that it was because after that conversation on the sideline. AJ's targets have increased.
Yeah. And rightfully so.
Yeah. And they said feed the man. Like they said that when Jalen Hurts started getting AJ Brown the ball more, his play even looked better,
Yeah.
And it's hard though because we have such a good receiving group and it's hard to spread that
that ball around.
At first Devontae Smith was going crazy for the first
few games.
Yeah, and then I think whatever conversation had happened, now AJ Brown has been, making a lot of noise, and then Dallas Goedert had got in on the action too as of last week and this week. So
yeah. So they're mixing the ball around, and then Swift is doing his thing when he's called upon. Gainwell, he comes in and do his thing a little bit.
Got a touchdown yesterday.
Yeah, so
it's a good problem.
Yeah, it's looking up, and then the pickup of Julio Jones, he had a catch.
Yeah. And just you got it, like you said, you're going to have to game plan for him. Maybe not so much yesterday. They probably knew he was going to be more a bit of a decoy yesterday because they had just signed him.
But I foresee him getting more touches.
Yeah. So key takeaways. What was your key takeaway from the game?
My key takeaway from the game is that I'm glad they got back to running the ball, even though you didn't like it when he was on the goal line and they ran the ball three times. Yeah, but that was but they was establishing the run and they were sticking to it. So I admired them for sticking to their game plan because after last week with the Jets when they threw it 45 times. So how many times did they rush? How many times did they rush yesterday?
So they rushed for. Let me see. 1 second. They rushed for a total, not a lot, only 99 yards.
How many attempts?
34.
34 attempts?
Mm-hmm.
See, I like that. And how many attempts for passing?
For passing, 31. So
see what I'm saying? See, that's about balance.
Yeah.
And that's what gets you a win when there's a balance.
Yeah, and that's who we are. Like, we are a running team. Like, we are not, the Bills where they kind of just throwing the ball all over the field.
Yeah.
So we got to where we were by running the ball. We have such a good O-line, best O-line in football, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And probably the top, at least 4 or 5 in D-line as well. So that's who we are with running the ball, winning the game in the trenches, as they say.
In the trenches.
So I think I thought that they needed to get back to that, but on that first drive, when we settled for 3, I will say we did better in the red zone. We were 3 or 4, so that was our best game in the red zone.
Yeah, we did better in the red zone.
Yeah, that was our best game in the red zone. So coming into it's just, I don't know, when you're in the red zone, and I know things get tighter and it's harder, but I was like, dang, we getting one pass. And then Jalen, and it wasn't so much so that it was 3 straight runs. It was like 2 quarterback draws. Like I didn't want to see Jalen be responsible for 2 out of the 3 of those runs. I guess was my thing.
Yeah.
But play calling is getting a little better. We got 2 new coordinators on both sides of the ball, so that's always a lot, to adjust, and that's a big factor. So, who was your star of the game?
My star of the game is I have to go with AJ.
Yeah.
Arthur Juan, you said?
Yeah. You got to go with AJ, I think, but honorable mention to Darius Slay because.
Oh yeah, that picky. Yeah.
Need a turnover. We had already turned the ball over twice. I was like, we need a turnover. And that was a great play.
You kept on saying that. And he came up with one.
Yeah. He came. I rewatched it last night. Like he came off of his man.
Yeah.
To intercept that ball, and we needed it, and then we were able to go down and score. So I do think that because we scored off of that play, and we went for it 2 times on 4th down, one on our own.
I love it too. I love it. 4th down territory. 4 down territory.
Every time, it don't matter where we.
And then when they called the timeout and sent the kicking unit out there, I was like, man, look, he thought about that. And sometimes I know everybody talking about the analytics, whatever, whatever.
Said, go for it.
Yeah. So,
but like Shannon Sharp said, analytics gonna get somebody fired.
But we needed that win.
Yeah.
So
and it's about being aggressive. You can't play it safe because when you play it safe, you almost play to lose it. In my opinion.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna kind of talk about some league news.
Yeah.
So, or some things going on around the league. All right, so tonight is Monday as we are recording this. So Monday night is a NFC showdown. So it's a classic NFC showdown tonight. It's Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings versus
Justin.
Justin
Jefferson.
He on IR.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he about sick of Kirk Cousins stuff.
Oh, he's not playing, so they're in trouble then.
Yeah. So we have. The 49ers coming off a bad loss to the Browns. Deebo Samuel is not playing, but I believe Christian McCaffrey will be back.
Yeah,
they were dealing with some injuries too. So
are they playing in Minnesota?
That is a good question. I guess
I think they're playing in Minnesota.
They are in Minnesota. They are a 7-point favorite. So we'll see. I don't know, because one thing Kirk Cousins can do is put up some yards. Like he will always be like top 5, top 10 and passing yards. So I'm curious to see.
But without Justin, that's going to be.
Yes, without Justin.
I don't even know who else they got.
I don't either, but he was doing it before Justin. So I don't even know who some of their other receivers is. That is
kind of. I know they're good tight ends. They got a good tight end, right?
Yeah, is he good when he want to be? Hawkinson.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, Jefferson is out, of course. McCaffrey will be back. Madison is their running back, but I don't know. That's a good question. I don't really know any other.
Yeah, I think they're in trouble, and I think Minnesota going. I think San Francisco going to come and play. It's rarely when teams lose. Rarely good teams don't lose back to back.
Yeah,
so
I think they'll bounce back.
I think San Fran will bounce back and get this one.
Oh, N'Keal Harry, and Jordan Addison. I'm familiar with that name. So they got some guys, but yeah, TJ Hawkinson. But we'll see who steps up in the absence of Justin Jefferson. But I don't know. They might have won last week without. Did they win last week without Justin Jefferson?
I don't know.
They did. They beat the Bears last week without Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
So, and I think that game that Justin Jefferson went out and was against the Chiefs, which was a pretty good game. It was 27-20. It came down to the wire. So he'll be out for at least 4 games.
Yeah, so 2 more games at least.
Yeah. I do think that San Francisco 49ers will bounce back.
I think so. I think so too. They will.
But I am curious to see because Brock Purdy has never come off of a loss. Wasn't he undefeated? Or was he? Did he lose one game? No,
he was under. Well, he lost to us last year.
He didn't finish that game, so most people didn't count that.
Right.
But yeah, so
I did because he started it.
Yeah, I mean, and the goal is to get to the quarterback, and we got to the quarterback. And I ain't want him to get injured, but that's hey. So yeah, I think that'll be. I think that the 49ers will bounce back off of that game.
I think so too,
and take over that game. So Howie Roseman has done it again. Obviously, we talked about Julio Jones. So last week he signed Julio Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm talking about, yeah. So about Julio, what did you think? I mean, I know he's older, but do you still think he can give us that?
Yeah, so you got the game plan for him. He only he only had one catch, but still, just to see him out there, he's going to be a threat. You know,
Yeah,
he
you're
got a
gonna
big
have
body, and we could definitely use him in the red zone.
Yeah, you're gonna have to game plan for him, like we were saying, like with that. It's still Julio at the end of the day. Okay, so but of course, I was on the way over here to start filming Howie Roseman. That is the best GM in football.
Howie's T-Dolph.
And so we traded for All-Pro Titan safety Kevin Byard. I think I'm saying that right, but so that's who we traded for. We traded safety. We sent safety Terrell Edmonds, who wasn't bad, but it wasn't going to get us like where we needed.
Right, but he wasn't going to be a starter if Maddox would have got hurt.
Maddox wouldn't have got hurt, and Blankenship was in. I don't think that Terrell would have started. So we sent Terrell Edmonds and 2 draft picks, a 2024 5th and 6th round draft pick for an all-pro safety that has played with AJ before.
Yes, and we need that. We need that in the backfield.
And he is a little older, but I mean, he's not that much older than Slayer Bradbury. So I'm excited about that. That was such a probably a weak point for us. Like the only place that was like kind of highlighted that you could maybe.
Yeah, he's all pro, so he's going to bring experience. And he's all pro, so the numbers don't lie. So
yes, he penned a letter to Tennessee, very long. We won't get into that, but ended it with that being said, at Eagles it's up. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he's rejoining AJ Brown. We had rookie Sidney Brown, who was in the secondary, but he was dealing with some injuries.
But he came back last week.
Yeah, and he did pretty. Like I'm really.
And he a rookie.
Credit to our defense for.
And isn't he from Ohio?
Illinois.
Illinois. So we got some young cats. Yeah. So we got some young cats back there that we should be pretty good for some years for coming.
Yeah, and like he said, he says he's never missed a game in his 8 seasons with the Titans. He was the captain for 4 consecutive seasons.
That tell you something.
He's a homegrown product of Tennessee. He went to he was drafted in the 3rd round by Middle Tennessee State.
Okay.
So I'm excited. That was such a weak point. Oh, Justin Evans is on IR. I mean, so I didn't even know that.
And give a shout out to Howard because he's always trying to plug in and fill our needs that we need. So give a shout out to Howard.
It's such a tight window to win in this league, and you gotta do what you gotta do now. Like you gotta get the players that you need now. Like you can't drafting players is great for the future. But if you have what we have right now, we was just in the Super Bowl. You gotta make he got AJ Brown, and then we went to the Super Bowl. That was last year was AJ Brown's first year as the Eagles. So credit to Howie always getting it done and making the moves when we need to make them.
Yeah.
And who knows? Maybe he got something else up his sleeve.
Yeah, I hope so.
I don't know when the trade deadline is. Sometime I think maybe this week or next week.
So hopefully we'll keep on plugging.
Yeah. So this is a homecoming for him too because he was born in Philly. I guess he went to college in Tennessee.
Yeah, but he's from Philly.
He's coming back to Philly. I don't know. I wonder what high school he went to. We know Swift and Alameda went to St. Joseph Prep, but I don't know where he went to high school at. So yeah, I'm excited. That was a weak point for us. That was probably the only, aside from Jalen Hurts turning the ball over, he's now 2nd in the league for turnovers. But that's something that can be addressed.
Yeah,
we are still 5-6-1, and Jalen Hurts is turning the ball over.
And then that one pick was batted, and then just a fumble. But he threw a couple of picks.
Fumble because that's just the type of his quarterback style and play. But you gotta. It's hard because you can't see your blind side out of the side of those helmets. So I get that. But,
and every year is different. Some turnovers are just fluke plays, like getting batted, and some of them is just like when you're throwing in coverage that you shouldn't throw in. So sometimes turnover comes in waves, and hopefully he can clean it up and keep on winning. But fortunately, the defense played so well that we overcame those turnovers. And then with Slade getting one back, it kind of almost evened itself out.
Yeah, that's so huge. Like the turnover differential.
Yeah, we turn the ball over, you lose. I don't care who it is.
Yeah, wins and lose games. So just a little update right now. The Phillies are playing the Diamondbacks. It's Game 6. It's the top of the 5th, and we are down 4-1. I think we back in Philly. So yeah, we're down 4-1. We're home. Hopefully we only. We only need one more.
Yeah, but still, I didn't want to go to that last game.
No, you never wanted to go to that.
Yeah, I wanted them to knock them off tonight. So
I mean, hey, it's I don't even know. Are they on the bases? It's top of the 5th, 2 outs, and yeah, they got 2 people on base.
Who?
The Diamondbacks.
Wow.
But it's 2 outs, so if we can just get one more out.
Yeah, wow. It might come down to 7. We'll see. We'll just see.
It might, and I don't know. Will we be back in?
Yeah, we'll be back in Philly. Yeah.
So we have 2. The last 2 are in Philly.
The last 2 in Philly. Okay. So
before we, kind of close this thing out, we're going to talk about the Sixers a little bit. Some season predictions. Some James Harden and his nonsense yet again. And are we still trusting the process?
Is he still in China?
No, he's back from China.
What was he doing over in China?
I don't know, but all I do know is he said Daryl Morey is a liar and I would never trust him. I don't know what was said, but I'm just over the antics. I mean, yeah. I'm over it. We can go back to OKC and then we can go to Houston. The only situation where somebody might give him a little bit of grace is Brooklyn because he saw that saga.
Yeah, he saw that before. He saw that coming.
So yeah, that's what that was about. So that's the only way that I'll give him like a little bit of grace on that. But you can't keep quitting your way out of everything. It makes it for fans. It's just this wasn't something that was a thing back in the day. With
right.
Basketball. Now you can just quit your way out of and tantrum your way.
Yeah. If you can sign a contract today and then tomorrow be like, I want out.
Yeah. And it's like, what's the team supposed to do? Like, keep you somewhere?
Yeah, that's crazy, though.
Every time they interviewing, everybody else, they asking him about James Harden. Joel was like, I don't know. Maybe he got something to do. I don't know why he ain't here. Because it's just like you tired of answering those questions. But, I mean, he want to go to the Clippers, but the Clippers ain't giving up nobody. They're, clearly not Kawhi or PG or Terrence Mann is off limits. So it's like, what are y'all, like, I don't know. I think I'd be curious to see how the situation plays out and see. But I wouldn't be surprised if in the next 2 years he's not in the league.
Yeah, but I'm old school, so I ain't used to all that team jumping, that ring chasing. Yeah. I mean, I growing up with the Sixers when Dr. J and all them boys, I know Barkley ended up, jumping ship, but towards the end of his career. But normally back in the day, I was used to the team you was on,
Because that's what it was. And I think it's really watered down.
Yeah, man, all that jumping around.
Especially the NBA. Like the NFL is not as bad.
Right. It's not as bad in the NFL.
Some player holdouts and stuff like that. But I feel like 9 times out of 10, the players still stay. Like, Jonathan Taylor, like he held out, but he got his money. He stayed with his team. Like Chris Jones with the Chiefs, he held out. He got his money. He stayed with the team.
Yeah.
I feel like more so in basketball, it's like, no, I want to go there. I want to go there.
Yeah. So, and that's what they're doing.
Yes. I mean, and Kevin Durant, I really love Kevin Durant as a player, but
yeah. Just don't tweet him or nothing.
Yeah, please.
You don't tweet him because he'll get a burner account and he will answer you back.
Yeah.
You could be a 14-year-old child. He going to get back with you.
So, okay. What about Nick Nurse? So we got a new head coach in Nick.
Traded a Doc for a nurse.
Hey, but this might be the only time we're not suitable because I feel like Doc Rivers welcome and I don't even know what year that was. He won the championship, but the team he had was crazy.
Yeah, he had Ray and
Rajon
Rondo.
Garnett,
he had Kevin KG and all them boys.
Years.
Yeah. He had Big Baby. Big Baby Davis.
Wasn't that when Paul Pierce got wheeled out in that wheelchair because he had to poop or something crazy?
Yeah, I was like, what's wrong with him? He said in the bench, he had to poop, y'all.
That graphic will never leave my head of him getting wheeled out.
He had the bubble guts for real.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we'll see. Nick Nurse did win a championship his first year in Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto with Kawhi and them.
Yeah, I don't. Our ceiling has been the second round
since AI.
Yeah, so I don't really. I don't know. I don't know what we need or what's going to happen, but we'll see. I'm not really. I predict, of course, we'll make it to the postseason.
Yes. I think we'll make it to the postseason.
Yeah,
but
right now, all I can say is we'll make it to the second round. I can't go off.
Hopefully, we can get it done, and so we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see what happens.
We got some pickups, but I think Kelly Oubre is a good addition off the bench. He was with the Hornets, and when I was living in Charlotte, I had watched him a lot. So he'll be good. We picked up Mo Bamba and Patrick Beverley. I don't think no team need Patrick Beverley and PJ Tucker.
This they do. Them two dogs.
But them two dogs. Pat Bev. Danny Green is back.
Danny Green.
We love Danny Green, but I'm not sure how much he got left in the tank.
We'll see.
He's 36, I think.
You 36. Still getting that money. I ain't mad at him. Get that bag, boy.
All right, so to close this out, we're going to kind of preview next week for the Birds. We play at the Washington Commanders.
Yes.
We are, for week 8, 6.5-point favorites. What's the key to win? What we got to do? Because you know that last game was a lot closer than most.
Yeah, I thought they stuck up on us last year, but that happened like that last year. But I think we just running the ball. We got to limit the turnovers, and I would let Julio loose a little bit. I would give him a little bit more targets. Mm-hmm. But we just got to run the ball and do what we do.
Yeah. They coming off a loss that most weren't expecting. They lost to Tyrod Taylor and the Giants.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that shakes up. Let's see. What was the score in that game?
Tyrod's really not that bad, though.
To me, I think he's better than Daniel Jones.
Yes,
So they lost to them 14-7. So it was a
nip
and tuck game, as they say. But the Giants got the win. I think that the Giants are better with Tyrod Taylor because they should have won last week, but it was should have won last week against the Bills.
Danny Dimes, as they call him, Danny Crimes, because he stole all that money.
Yeah,
and sat down.
Danny Nickels and Pennies. He never dimes on the win. But shout out Danny. He's from North Carolina.
Did he win the state? What did he know with the Duke?
Charlotte. Yeah, I think he went to Duke.
He went to Duke, though.
Yeah. So what's your final score prediction for that game?
My final prediction for this game is I don't think it's going to be as close. I think we
should blow them out this time.
I just think Jalen might play a little conservative. I think we'll run the ball. I say
because he is injured. They say
his knee might be banged up a little bit, so he's not going to be doing that much running. So I say 28-10.
Okay, I like that because it's. I say somewhere in there. We at least going to win by two touchdowns.
I say 28-10.
2 games till our bye. So we have this, and then we have the Cowboys.
So I thought we had the bye before after the Commanders. So we played the Commanders and the Cowboys, and then the bye.
Let's see. So we play. Like I said, Commanders finally get a 1:00 game. We ain't really had no 1:00 games. We play Cowboys 11-5, so that's next Sunday, 4:25, America's Game of the Week on Fox.
Okay, then our bye is after the Cowboys.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yes. So hopefully we can make it. Jalen can make it to the bye
and get some rest. And
I know he's a little banged up, but he can make it to the bye, get healthy. Multiple guys can get healthy.
And you know what though? And if he have to sit, Mariota's not that bad.
Yeah, I don't think he will. I was looking today, and it says that he's not expected to miss any practice, let alone playing time. So,
okay.
Yeah, we'll see. Unless, of course, there's something that they, they be keeping it tight-lipped.
Yeah.
We'll
So we'll see what happens.
About Kelly Greens, shout out.
Oh yeah, they was rocking that Kelly Green, boy. AJ showed his behind off in that Kelly Green.
He did. It looked good, just the feel.
Yeah, it reminded me back in the day. Yeah, yeah, that Kelly Green.
It looked nice. We have another Kelly Green. I think we have 2 more Kelly Green nights too. Okay. I don't know when, but they're primetime games. I think one of them might be against the Cowboys that we have when we play them again. I think we have another Sunday night game, and that one might be Kelly Green. So we have 2 more coming up.
Okay.
No way we could have go out there and lose in them Kelly Greens.
Yeah, man, it was a good game, man.
It was a good game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
I need to go back and watch it now that I know the outcome. And
I might do that. I might go back and watch it.
And calm down a little bit.
Yeah.
So, all right, y'all. That'll do it for our first episode. Yeah. We hope y'all enjoyed it.
Yes.
We are just getting started. Like I said, we're gonna get this thing going. We're gonna pencil in some guests.
Yeah, we got some fun. Y'all guys hit that like and subscribe button.
Please hit the like and subscribe.
Drop comments, or, whatever.
Yes, and I will link our social medias. I'm gonna make us an Instagram. I'll link the social medias and stuff down below.
Yeah.
But just please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you want to see next.
Yeah.
And it's only going up from here.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Tigers fly.
I'm Deja. This is my dad, Ryan.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to the Navarro, Rara Willie, and all the Dykesters out there. You know what I mean? We coming. We gonna get the people what they want, and because of course we spend the money that we ain't got. That's what she like to say.
Production.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We take 215. We are out.
Yes. Peace.